One of the things that I think is so important for photographers, no matter what their specialty is to have a good imagination and to have the desire to explore and try new things and dig deep to create beautiful photography. And it doesn't really matter what you're interested in doing, whether it's portraits or landscapes or industrial or anything. It's always let your mind wander in trying to come up with ideas for photographs. And that's kind of what the purpose of this video is about. This is a portrait of my daughter. And I visited her at her house. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do other than I knew that I wanted to photograph her against a white background. And she lives in another city going to college. And so on a visit, I had my gear with me and went over to her house to do some photography. And she has a basement with white walls and very low ceilings, about 7-foot ceilings. So it was really quite challenging to work in there. And I'm going to show you the setup here in just a moment. But this is the photograph that I sort of abandoned. A lot of these things that we do are journeys. We don't really know when we're done. We don't know where the end is. We just know that we're satisfied or we're tired of trying different things. So we just stop and we abandon the image and we're happy with what we got. I shot a tremendous amount of photographs during this short session with her in her basement. And I got all kinds of ideas on what I'm going to do with them. This is the very first one that I processed and played around with. And I'm going to show you how I did it coming right up. Now the first thing is just to give you an idea of her basement. This is a terrible iPhone video. There is no room to work in here. There's a bed down there. I got my gear sitting on it. There's my lights and my stands kind of in a little hallway. And then as you turn around, that's the wall that I'm using right there where the cat is. You can see I got a light on the wall left, a light on the wall behind, and then another light on the wall here with my umbrella as the main light source. Let's look at that again. There's a light over here that's going to be bouncing off the wall, and then this is going to be the main light source, real frontal beauty lighting. This light's to bounce off the wall, and here we go again. This is the background light down here, and that's the light bouncing off the wall and also bouncing off the wall. So I'm creating a big, open, bright light source. And the whole point of me just even bringing that up is I shot this in a basement with a very low ceiling, very little bit of room, and I was able to do something like this. Plus some other great images that I have yet to get done. So my point is, it's your imagination that's going to allow you to create spectacular photography and in places you wouldn't normally think that you could do some good work. A big studio just is not that important. I've done a lot of stuff in a living room. I'm even travel a lot in my RV and do a little bit of shooting inside that from time to time. So that's the whole point of this video, is use your imagination and you can make amazing things happen. Okay, I'm going to show you a diagram now of the basement and where the lights were. You kind of saw the rough video, but now I'm going to show you the diagrams. Now if you look here, you can see the room's very small. I got an umbrella that's going to be my key light for pretty much straight on lighting when she's facing the camera. When she turns and faces at 45 degrees, I'll move that light over to 45 degrees. I'm using a large umbrella, about 36 inches. And then I have a light on a low floor stand on the background behind her to try to get the wall behind her to be as white as possible. Then I also have a light bouncing off the left wall to kind of act as a fill light and to bring the brightness level of the room up. And I have another light doing the same thing on the other wall to try to keep the brightness levels pretty bright. So that's the lighting setup. Now I'm going to show you all the images that I captured, and those are in Bridge. So let's go look at that. Okay, so here is what I photographed. She's basically wearing a tank top. I really wanted bare shoulders for the retouching, the skin softening part of the processing and stuff like that. So she's wearing a tank top, and it shows in a few pictures, and I'll retouch it out if it's in the way. But I shot straight on. Now, if you look at the light quality here, you can see there's some shadowing going on around here a little bit, and that's from that one big light umbrella. You can see the background doesn't have the wall perfectly white, but it does have it light gray, so that'll be easy to retouch. Then she moved to 45-degree angle, and I moved the key light this direction so that I would get some shadowing going on here, a little bit of shadowing from the nose. I couldn't get the key light up any higher to create a really good loop lighting pattern, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And for the most part, I was going for a pretty soft beauty lighting approach. Now you can see that I had her tilt her head, chin up, chin down. It's a process I go through with every single person I photograph. Chin up, chin down, head tilt, no head tilt. Got some smiles. Okay, then she's just facing the other direction, not looking at me. I don't know what I'm going to use these for, but I'm going to definitely keep them in the files for when an idea hits me. I have sort of these photographs that I can do something with. Then the hand on the shoulder, trying a couple different things, looking back at the camera but not moving. I really like this type of pose. I'll have to retouch out the tank top or the tube top, but I like this type of pose a lot. And let's see what else we got here. Some with smiles, tilting her head, grabbing her hair. Again, when the idea hits me, I'm going to come back and look at these images and pick some things out. There's not really any change in lighting going on here. The key light is still over here. See that little highlight right there? That's coming off the left wall to the left of the camera that I'm bouncing light off, and that's exactly what I want. Fill light and some little sort of diffused highlights on her back. Okay, then I had her change position, and now that light bouncing off the wall is creating this highlight right here on the front of her. Whoops. Creating that highlight on the front of her. And that's good. And then now the light next to the camera, or the big umbrella, is creating a fill light source. Again, changing position a little bit, trying some different things, smiles. Then we're going for the profile. Now I've turned down the umbrella light a lot and using that bounce light as a key light. So here again, think about this. There's only one umbrella, four strobes, creating this whole image. You could do this with flashes. Okay, then I had an idea of superimposing an object here. I don't know what it is, a bubble, a globe, a glowing orb. I haven't figured that out yet. Okay, same thing here. Again, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with these, but I wanted some variety. Then she's blowing something out of her hand. I don't know what it is. Could be dandelions or flowers or soap bubbles. And okay, don't know what this one was for. I don't know what I was thinking, but you never know. Then her cat came in and she wanted a couple shots with her cat. Okay, now we're playing around, trying some different stuff. This all took place in about an hour and a half. Yelling into her hand. Again, I don't know what the idea is, but we'll see. Getting in close, wider angle. Okay, now a little bit of hair down in the face. The sliver of face. You know, again, she's in this phase where she's streaking her hair blue. Basically the same lighting setup. I'm only adjusting the umbrella as needed to make sure the light that's hitting the front of her is perfect. I really like this a lot. Kind of more inquisitive. Okay, bad girl here. Straight to the camera again, and that's it. So that's the series I shot in about an hour and a half. She's sitting on a bucket because the ceiling's so low that I needed her down low. I'm down on my knee. And anyway, that gives you an idea of a photo shoot in a basement. Again, here's bouncing my strobe off the wall and so on. Let's see. And then here's just another perspective showing the same thing. She's sitting right here. I am over here with the camera to the left. This light was moved over here, bouncing off the wall. This is behind her, bouncing off the wall, and the other light right next to me. Anyway, let's go take a look at processing now.